Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 podcast. I'm your host, Crimson Sin.
15 PCA.
87454.
Be sure to check us out over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. Join the discussion over on Discord, link in the description below. And if you're enjoying the videos, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit that bell for notifications. So we finally saw The Batman. We saw it the second week, and it was kind of full. It wasn't like super packed in the theater, but it was decent enough. It's going to make some good money. And just like I always say, I didn't think Robert Pattinson would do a great job. He did a good Batman. His Bruce Wayne's kind of meh. But thank God he is Batman 99.999% of the time of the movie.
Yes.
You see Bruce Wayne very little.
Bruce Wayne, maybe a total 10 minutes? Maybe?
And there'll be spoilers. So there's going to be spoilers because we're going to talk about the film. And the only time where I think he did pretty decent is when he was talking to Alfred after he came out of his, after he gets injured in the movie and he's talking to Alfred. That was pretty good. That was pretty good Bruce Wayne, considering him being emo crybaby boy the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, literally, he's playing the same character. He's not playing Bruce Wayne being the billionaire rich guy. He's playing a mopey guy like Batman. It's like it's the same character. It's crazy.
Yeah, like where Batman has this attitude.
Mm-hmm.
He has that attitude as Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, which he never had.
Yeah, it should be the other way around.
Right, because most of the time when anyone plays Bruce Wayne, they're more eccentric, playboy, yeah.
Because it hides the fact that, how can this fun-loving playboy be this vigilante?
Yeah, why do you want to go up and get beat up every night?
Yeah, he has women to be with.
Yeah.
Girls, man, girls!
Well, things to do, people to see, stuff like that, yeah.
But, overall, it's a good film.
Yeah, it's very heavy, though. It's a heavy film.
It's long.
Yes.
About 2 hours and 35 minutes, you're ready for this film to be over.
Yeah.
Then it goes on for another 38 minutes. I really think that again, spoilers, when they blow the seawall, did that even have to be in the film?
I think that when I was thinking about it, well, that's a good point. I was thinking about that should have maybe been in the next film, maybe.
Because there's no resolution.
No.
Basically, Gotham gets flooded in this movie. So everything that was Lower Manhattan, well, technically would be Gotham, like if it was New York City, but everything that's Lower Manhattan's gone. Everything's underwater. Know how long that would take to fix?
Oh, I know.
That it would be the whole city's garbage now. They're getting this martial law and all that kind of stuff. But I guess that's when we need Batman the most.
Right.
But it's kind of weird that it ends that way. Give me Killer Croc in the next one, because how could you not have an underwater city and not have Killer Croc?
Yeah, right.
Wouldn't he be the perfect villain for the second one?
He would be.
But how did you guys like the Riddler?
Oh,
7.
I thought, yeah, he was a little too dark. He wasn't. I like my Riddler to be more, I wouldn't say kooky, but a little bit more light kind of about it. Like, I got this riddle, Batman. This guy's more like, oh, I'm going after the city. I'm going to punish them for what they did to me. It's like,
I wanted Batman and Robin.
Yeah,
well, not that Riddler.
Yeah, the Batman Forever.
I'm going to mention this
the Jim Carrey.
If you guys ever watched Gotham, that Riddler was perfect. Perfect. He fit the role perfectly. Skinny, kind of scrawny guy who's smart, but he's a little aloof.
And here's the thing. We all know what you're doing. They didn't lay it on too thick. But with the Riddler, he's the radicalized internet Reddit form 4chan guy, right? Is that who he's supposed to be? The incel?
Yeah.
Is that who he's supposed to be?
Yeah, way too much on that, yeah.
Especially at the end, because they capture him, right? But I guess he had a bunch of people that he radicalized on the internet. Like, really? Why? Again, the only thing that would have made it any different if the movie that took place on January 6th. That's the only thing that would have made it literally...
of course.
Because that's kind of what it felt like.
Actually, that scene might have been November 6th.
Yeah.
I remember the date. And that's another thing I was going to say, going back a little bit, is he's Batman and obsessed with what's happening with Bruce Wayne. There's never been such a small window for one of these movies where everything's taking place back-to-back events. So he's just obsessed Bruce Wayne as Batman. And so I think he got away with that a little bit.
Yeah.
To be able to be, I'm so hyper-focused. This is what I'm doing. I got to solve this. But it made the film very, very dense and very heavy. And lack of a better term, almost stressful. There's not a lot of downtime in this film.
You get no breathe. You can't breathe.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy.
I thought it was. I know it's a bad place, but everyone's corrupt in this movie.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Everyone's on the take.
Everyone's on the take. Everyone's sleeping with prostitutes. Everyone's doing drugs. Everyone's a pimp. Everyone's awful.
It's so dark. I mean, there's no hope at all. I mean, zero.
Gordon and Batman.
I want to say, was it almost the whole police force down to the DA or up to the DA all the way down to the regular Lola? B cop was on the.
Yeah, because that scene when he's looking through Catwoman through those cool. By the way, he has these cool little lenses I can see, with the camera and all that. He's going, well, that's the DA, that's the second district attorney, that's this person. It's almost
they're all
everyone.
in Penguin's club.
And
it's not even the top club, no, the
bottom, the underground part, yeah.
It was so funny. He's and then he's walking through there. He's like, Alfred, he's down there too. You bastard.
Yeah.
You dog.
Alfred, your dog. He shows him. He winks at him. He knows it's him.
But it's Michael Caine.
Yeah.
Michael Caine.
This is the end of the movie, but it's reversed. He's sitting there. He's like, yeah, I think so.
Also about this movie, I think it would have been a fun Arkham game.
Oh yeah, the first 30 minutes felt like a video game. It really did.
Yes, it would have been awesome. Even that very end part with the parts blowing up, I almost felt like that would have been the bad ending.
Yeah,
if he didn't solve it in a certain amount of time.
Yeah, we failed, guys. We didn't get the right ending.
I thought a quick save.
That's
you messed up on this one.
I also liked the Batcave. That was cool. I liked the way it looked. It was the abandoned subway station part. I like that. That was.
Isn't that where the turtles live? In the second film, then they live in an abandoned subway.
Yeah,
yes,
kind of.
What are you talking about? The original, the '90s films.
Yeah,
absolutely, yeah.
But the funny thing about Alfred, he gets hurt from a letter bomb. He's out of the film for the whole film. In the very beginning, you think, oh, he's gonna be helping Batman because they get a code cipher thing, and he's helping him solve it,
which is cool.
Then he gets hurt, and then we don't see him the rest of the film. He's just in the hospital.
Yeah,
that's a cheap way to get rid of him.
It little is, but I think it's to show the growth of the character, right? Because he's Batman for 2 years, and I like how subtly said it at the beginning. I was like, oh, cool. I leaned in. I go, hey, he's been Batman only for 2 years, but then they laid it on thick. Everyone needs to understand he's a fresh Batman. Okay, this is baby bats, And so I think it gave him an opportunity to fail, right? I think ultimately we can say he failed in this movie, so he could fail, and then we can see him progress in the next, the sequels and stuff.
Okay, let's talk about stuff with Batman and his dynamic with Catwoman. She's never called Catwoman in the film.
No, never, not once.
She calls her Selena. But she wears the most jankiest net cap thing that looks awful.
You got Hathaway's was bad in the Nolan movies. That makes that look like the good Michelle Pfeiffer in comparison.
Because her suit's
pretty bad.
Her suit's not bad. It's just that
the hat.
The hat. It's just
it's knitted.
Yeah, it looks like a burglar's mask that got little pointies in it.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's not.
And she didn't have her whip, which I'm saying that you don't have to have it for every Catwoman, but it's kind of one of her things.
And she had it briefly for one scene, and then it disappeared. She never used it again. Okay.
And it's so what do you think about the twist, again, spoilers, where she's the daughter of the Falcone, the boss guy?
And some Catwoman storylines, the comic she is. So if they're going off of year one Batman, they could say that.
Colin Farrell's Penguin, I think he did a great job.
I thought he did an amazing job.
But did he even have to be Penguin? He could have just been anybody. Because he didn't do any Penguin-like things.
Unless they're going to set it up for him to be another villain in the movie.
Yeah, I think he kind of becomes the main kind of crime guy by the end of the movie because Falcone goes down. But as for the actual using the Penguin character, he does nothing Penguin-like. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Except for he
didn't have an umbrella. He didn't have anything weird like that.
He was just a fat guy.
Yeah. He reminds me we know we got gangster Joker. We got gangster Penguin.
Yeah,
that's what we got.
Pure gangster
mob guy. That's what we got. We didn't get the Penguin going nothing like that.
It just seemed to me that I don't say that he was wasted, but I know they're kind of setting him up for the second one. But they could have done that without having him in the film so much.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I do like the fact that Batman's gonna do I'm gonna go talk to the Penguin. So just goes to the club. Hey, let me in. See, the password is I'm gonna kick your ass.
I like when he wanted to get answers about his father. He went in as himself. That's funny.
the same difference, right? But different. But it's the same kind of knock on the door. Yeah. Let me in. I like the detective stuff. It was pretty cool. I like the fact that when they're looking at, because again, the movie's really close to being rated R.
Oh yeah,
because the brother kills people, and then he one of the guys, he chopped his thumb off. But they don't show it. They just say that it's missing. And then Batman's oh, his thumb was cut off while he was still alive. Because the way that the blood would have been flowing, he was able to know that just by looking at it.
Yeah. Right.
So it goes to show that Batman's smart. Like he knows like the
This
forensics.
is probably one of the best detective Batmans we've ever had. He's real methodical.
And I kind of like that because even him going to the crime scene, he was following clues that the people taking pictures were following him because he's like, oh, he's finding all the good stuff. That
if he's looking over here, there must be a reason.
There must be a reason, yeah.
Here's the thing. One of Gordon's boys, his name's Martinez. Like, they're walking to the crime scene, and he's like, hey, what's this guy doing? And he's like, get your damn hands off me. I'm going to break your arm in 12 different places. Who do you think you're? And just the stature difference. This little skinny know-nothing cop, you're out of your mind, boy. You're not going to be fighting the Batman.
Exactly.
And then Gordon's like, he's with me. I do like the fact that they don't explain why they even work together. They just do.
Yeah,
they've been working together for years, 2 years. Like they said.
I do like the idea that Gordon's like, I can trust this Batman guy because I know he gets the bad guys. Yeah, he beats them up. Yeah, he works outside the law. He doesn't need a warrant. Mm-hmm. He can do all these things, but he comes to me with the evidence. He comes to me with the information, so I have to trust him.
Yeah.
And he trusts me. So I like that they have that good friendship dynamic. I think it's really cool that Gordon has a friend in Batman and Batman has a friend in Gordon.
Yeah, and he gets to the point where Gordon sees such a level of corruption going on in Gotham. He's like, I can only trust you. I can't trust anyone else in the police department.
Yeah, it's like, I can tell you about this. I can literally tell nobody.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I do like the fact that he still has a no-kill code.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And no guns.
And no guns. I like how even Gordon he pulls out his gun. He's like, oh, I don't want you to kill this guy. And he's like, that's your thing. I'm pulling out my damn gun. If I'm going to shoot, I'm going to shoot someone. Yeah. Because you got armor and all kinds of stuff. I ain't you.
The thing is, I don't like the fact they kind of make Thomas Wayne a quasi-bad guy.
Yeah,
I never liked that.
In the storyline, the Riddler's going after all corruption. So, and you know what I didn't like? The Riddler went after Bruce Wayne. What did he do?
Yeah. The only
because Thomas Wayne was already dead.
Yeah,
is that what it was?
Yeah, sins of the father. Like,
but that's not his fault.
I know.
No, and also the other thing, it wasn't his fault either. The way the Riddler put it was the fact that they weren't focusing on the real orphans of Gotham. They were focusing on the rich boy one. So he was kind of pissed off at that because he's like, he's fine, we suffer.
Yeah. Well, we're both orphans, but in totally different ways.
Yeah, totally different ways. That's why he had more vendetta, more of like not necessarily corruption.
But why did it have to be because even though he didn't want him to kill that journalist, he went to Falcone and then he ended up killing that journalist.
Because in this one, Thomas Wayne's running for mayor.
Yeah.
Then I guess his wife, who's in Arkham, is that a thing?
The family, I guess it is a thing. Like
I don't know if that's a thing in the comics or not. But in this version, his wife comes from the Arkham family, and she's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like she has all these crazy background stuff that no one knew about. Some reporter got pictures and evidence, and he was going to blow up his campaign saying, oh, your wife's crazy. Thomas Wayne, in a moment of weakness, went to Falcone and said, hey, man, go scare this guy. Make sure he doesn't talk. But Falcone straight up kills him.
Yeah. And then once he started trying to be like, hey, I want to go tell the cops about this, then...
Yeah, then he killed Thomas Wayne.
Yeah. So
that's how he died. So Thomas Wayne's trying to save his wife was his sin. So out there, guys, do nothing for your wives.
Yeah.
That was the message I got.
When in doubt, deny. Yeah.
But then he had like this big slush fund he set up, but then they ended up using it for bad things.
Yeah, all the bad people used it.
See, why couldn't I be that? Why couldn't Riddler be mad at that instead of being mad at the journalist being killed? Why'd they have to put that there? It's like,
it's I don't know. It's a thing.
To make it different, too.
Yeah, a little bit different. But the lack of gadgets. I know this is year 2 Batman, but all he had was his grapple hook, his contact lenses, a gas thing. He did use like a gas smoke bomb.
Yeah. His batarang kind of.
His chest bat is an actual knife. Yeah. He never throws it. He uses to cut a thing. But I kind of wanted to throw a batarang. He didn't have a batarang.
His Batmobile was pretty cool.
His Batmobile is a hot rod.
Right.
It's
reinforced.
It's like a reinforced 67 Charger or something.
I don't know if I like that for Batman.
But it's not style enough for me. Oh. And the fact that I know it's artistic and it looks cool, why would he have an exposed engine? Like it's literally exposed. So if a bad guy was shooting at it, he could totally break it.
Yeah, that style.
But the chase scene was pretty cool. It's in the trailers.
Yeah.
When he's chasing after him and he does the jump thing, all that was practical. They really got the car and they jumped it through a ramp and through the flames. That's why it looks so cool.
Yeah, there was no CGI there. That's cool.
I love that. And then that was a very comic book shot where he's walking, but since Penguin was upside down, the shot was upside down and his cape's all flipping in the wind and stuff. That was such a comic book moment.
Right. That could be take a picture, make it into your front cover for the Batman. Yeah.
Speaking of the cape, it was almost like an Incredibles moment. towards the end with the fight scene where his cape kind of got in the way.
Yeah.
Because they're pulling on him.
Yeah, no capes. As I was thinking of
No capes.
The disadvantage of a
Yeah,
cape.
such a classic look.
I did like the way he moved with his cape though. Like he pushed it out of the way and then he had to throw it, and it was pretty cool. I liked it.
One thing I really liked, that even though Catwoman was kind of like, I'm a woman, I do what I want. She was fighting Falcone, and he got one good punch on her, and it practically knocked her out. Because if a man, average-sized man, punched a very petite woman in the face, it would knock her to the ground, and she'd be almost knocked out.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. I was shocked that she was a one-hitter quitter. Because that's just what would happen.
Yeah.
Catwoman's a very athletic, but if you
Agile.
take a punch to the head like that from a full-grown man, it's gonna put you down.
Yeah, well.
She was gonna die.
Yeah, he was gonna choke her out.
Yeah, he was gonna choke her out, and he's a real piece of garbage in
Oh
this
yeah,
movie.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
gotta, don't. You're making me do this. I had to do this to your mom. Oh, thank you.
yeah, no, it's a real piece
So
of
that's
trash.
tell me before you try to kill me. Thank
Yeah,
you.
it's because that's the kind of guy he is. He's a complete
Yeah.
garbage man.
Yeah.
So, and this is another. This is where I think DC does it best. Single stories. This is a world where there are no other superheroes.
You can't be. It's self-contained. It has to be.
And those are the best ones.
Yeah.
Trying to make the MCU, but the DCEU, it just isn't working.
But they've never had the patience for it, right?
No, because they started with Super Team.
Yes, right off the bat.
It took them years
They
and years.
started with Civil War.
Yeah, which was ridiculous.
Yeah.
That just make your own movies. See, like, I couldn't imagine Shazam in this world.
No.
They come to Gotham, my God. what the heck?
Bruce, what are you doing?
I'm from Philadelphia. I don't know what this is. Yeah, it's crazy.
And there was a couple, because towards the end of the movie, there's a couple of things that were weird to me. Batman was getting tossed. Then he hit himself with adrenaline.
Which
Is that what that was?
Right, and then I'm thinking to myself, was that pseudo venom? Like a pseudo
Like what
Bane?
Bane uses,
Yeah.
little maybe a.
I'm just thinking it was an adrenaline shot. That's what I thought it
So
was.
that's when he
because
goes
it
and
was
beat the
green
living hell out
though.
of
That's
that
what
kid.
made it weird to me because Bane stuff is green.
Yeah.
I got a lot of video game vibes from the film overall, especially the beginning, like Arkham. So I feel like there was some kind of side quest where you earned some kind of power boost and he saved it for
Yeah.
the end of the game.
I'll see this for the fun.
Oh man, I love the beginning when all the bad guys are just scared of Batman. He's not even there. That's what. Made
Yeah,
it
because
great.
that was the thing.
opening,
He's
yeah.
doing the. Here's the funny thing. During the opener, you hear the Batman voice, and you don't know if that's Riddler or Batman talking.
At the
no.
very beginning, yeah.
Ah, the scum of the city. So you think could that be the bad guy? I don't know what Bart Pattinson sounds like as the Batman.
And I love the fact that they took from Rorschach because he did the same thing
Yeah.
on Halloween with Journal. His own.
Here's the
journal.
funny thing.
I like that.
I have absolutely zero problem with Christian Bale's Batman voice, and I have absolutely zero problems with
But the problem is
Batman
no
voice.
one has a problem with Robert Pattinson's Batman voice. No one. I don't get it.
Because
Yeah.
you guys talk like this, and that's fine.
Yeah,
I think it's cool.
because you have to because
Hide his voice a little bit.
right because if you sound like a regular person, then eventually like, is that Bruce Wayne?
Yeah, his voice. He can't. He's a billionaire,
He's a
guys. He's
billionaire.
the most famous person in Gotham. I mean, come on. That's ridiculous.
I do like how, because he was giving that speech, he's like, when they see the signal, bad guys are like, oh crap, is that signal for me? Because there's some guys that were robbing some lady and they just take off because they see a can rolls into the shadows and they're like, let's just go, let's just
That was
get out of here.
I love that beginning. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, and I especially when they see it, I think it was really cool. I do like the fact when they look up, they're like, okay, we're going home, like we're done.
Yeah, not tonight, boys.
And I love the fact that yes, he's a crime fighting bad guys. I didn't mistake him for being a friggin' a firefighter or whatever some people were saying. Critics were saying it's so
What?
stupid. I was saying he turned himself from not being a crime fighter. He was doing that. No, I took it as maybe he has Bruce Wayne. He needs to do more. as
You're
Bruce
talking
Wayne.
towards the end of the film when
Yeah.
he was saving people.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, he had a. Yeah, that's fine.
You have to be a first responder sometimes as a superhero.
Yeah, I know.
You have
So
to
I
do
don't
those
understand. I didn't get that criticism. I'm like, that's stupid.
Yeah, that's stupid. I didn't think that for a second.
I know.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest Batboy fanboy in the world, and I didn't even think that.
I know. It was ridiculous what some of the people were saying. So dumb.
Do you think the Catwoman Batman, them liking each other, was a little too fast? But was that just her being like, "Oh, he's handsome. He intrigues me"?
I think he was attracted to her. You know what I mean? I think he
Yeah.
was it was pretty evident that he was attracted to her. So I could see it progress, and it wasn't like they fell in love or anything in the film. That was maybe some people saw it as I saw it more like they were both attractive. We're both the same people, Bruce.
They used the line. I before we
We're not
saw
so
the
much
film.
different.
Says Scott Cousin tells me, he's like, "Hey, I bet you they go, me and you aren't so different." I go, "That's so cliche," and she says it. She
said
says it
it.
line for line. Me and you aren't so
But
different.
it's so funny how much she liked him when she found out he was Bruce Wayne. I guarantee that like would go. Whew,
Because
she
he's a
hates
pretty.
Bruce-
But the thing is, you don't know him.
Yeah.
You think you know him.
Well, see, and I remember, Scott, you said something very interesting. Would this be better as a TV show?
Oh yeah, that'd have been great. A series?
Because then, like you said, it happened so fast with the love interest, you could spread that out.
Yeah,
I would have loved this as a TV series. I think that would have really helped it a lot.
It's so hard though, right? Because you like the big action set pieces, like the car chase. Do you get that in a TV series? I don't know. I see it both ways. Or I know in the past you said wouldn't it be great if it was a TV series but ended with the movie.
Yeah, like let the movie be the
Yeah,
season
that would
finale.
be a good
No
thing.
one has, to my knowledge, has a TV show ever done that.
I think maybe were they gonna do that with the what's that Marvel show that didn't work out? The Inhumans.
yeah.
Were
Yes.
they gonna do something like that with the Inhumans? I can't remember.
I
Yeah,
think,
they
talking
were,
about
but
that.
the humans were so awful, it just fell flat. It was bad.
but you could though with this movie technically, because you can do a TV series of the 2 years.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
before.
The before.
Well, they're doing the Gotham Police thing. I forget what it's called, but it's gonna be on HBO Max. With the GDPD or whatever.
so is that gonna be based in this? Batman?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so maybe
is that
that's
the
what
one
they're
Ryan
doing.
Desario, or is that
I have,
something
no,
else?
I have no idea.
Because
I heard about it, but I didn't look it up though.
But because that would make sense, because I would do that, because then you could show this Batman kind of becoming what he is in the movie.
But you're gonna have to spend like millions of dollars per episode. You can't cheap it. You're
the
not.
Star
gonna
Wars
over-
show that could be done. I mean,
yeah.
that's-
Wow.
Here's the thing. Another thing. So this Batman isn't trained by the League of Shadows.
No, he looks like a brawler.
He just looks like a guy that knows how to get in and out of a street fight.
But you can make that one of the movies, though. I could see that
Yeah,
happening.
go learn how
Go
to
learn.
fight or
Yeah.
something. I don't know. It's weird because this one they kind of alluded to Alfred. He's like, I can teach you to fight, but I can't teach you to, because he does throw that line in it. So I guess because every version of Alfred, he was always like either SAS or he was part of like an
Ex-military,
military something.
High
yeah,
end.
yeah, British, yeah.
So I just the movie was so dark. How did his grapple hook work? Did he just like have it in his suit?
I thought
He would like stick his arm out and then it would just pop
I
out.
think it was like a gun. He had kind of like a grappling shot.
So
gun.
did he grab it or did it just come out of his? Because it was so dark, I could barely tell.
I think maybe it was a little bit of both. I think sometimes it did come out from like his arm, but I do remember him having a holster that he would go.
He had a huge bag on his leg, like a cargo pant leg. Like what was in that bag?
I don't know, but
His tots?
I know he had a grappling gun as well.
Yeah, like it was
But
like.
it wasn't a lot of gadgets. He didn't
Yeah,
have.
he didn't have a lot of gadgets.
Yeah, maybe he'll learn this in the
He
movie.
didn't
like-
have bat skates. He didn't have anything cool like in the
The
cooler.
show-
no
He
bad
didn't
credit card.
No
No-
bad credit card.
no,
What the F?
no bat shark repellent.
Yeah, no bad shark repellent. You couldn't get rid of that bomb.
Some deep cuts.
Man, I did. One thing we're talking about, like the equipment and all that, but like I didn't like the way the Wayne Manor looked at all. It
Oh, it
looked
looked
like
like
a horror
and
Hammer
look-
film.
It looked like a Dracula film.
Yeah, I didn't like it at all. Like, who want to stay
Why
there?
would people think I'm Batman? And he comes out of a coffin. Like,
I know.
okay, are you kidding me, Bruce?
It's a little gothic dark. Let's kind of clean it up and like brighten it up a little bit. It's too. I didn't like it.
But one thing I do will give it to this film though, the detective stuff I loved.
I love detective stuff.
Even when he was Bruce Wayne in that one part, he's walking through the church and he's looking around. He's looking at everybody.
Yeah, but
everyone.
He kind of sees it again. Everyone's like, "Oh, that kid that he saves is gonna be Robin." Well, no effing duh. They showed him They showed him way too much for this kid not to be important because he got orphaned,
Yeah,
and then he's the one who found his dad dead, so he's traumatized.
yeah.
And then Batman loves traumatized little boys. That's like his thing.
You can't help it. Scratch it.
Okay, yeah, again, here, come here, little brain. But there were some scenes where it could have been super gruesome because he captures the DA and he puts his head like in a rat in a maze, but there's rats in there, but his head's in there. So those rats literally cut his face up until he died.
Yep.
That's a very Jigsaw, the
See,
movie
that's
Saw
not that,
movie.
that. That's a jigsaw puzzle or not.
They
Riddler.
don't show it, but we know what happened.
Yeah.
I bet you there's an unrated cut where they show his face get all ripped up or the rat climbing in his
Oh,
mouth or
please! Are
something.
they gonna start like the Zack Snyder cut, but with this?
Yeah, I want the whatever this guy's name was.
Yeah.
I think he did a good job. It's a good movie. That's one thing. Like I was expecting it to be completely awful, and it's not. It's pretty dang good. Is it amazing? Like, oh, it's the best film of the year? No, but it's good.
And I also think Jeffrey Wright did an excellent job as Gordon.
He,
Oh.
he did a pretty good Gordon because he's like a good cop.
Yeah.
He's the Boy Scout.
And also, he fit the look. He had the glasses, the outfit. I just feel like he did good.
I don't know if it's just in my mind, even though. Didn't he kind of sound like the Gordon from the animated series?
I think he
It's
was.
funny you say that, yeah.
I think.
Did he even kind of his
Yeah.
cadence in his voice? He sounded just like
he
him.
even looked like him. He still had the
But
brown
black.
jacket, and then
Yeah.
he had the that just like that look. Yeah, it's like he watched the series. It was like, I'm gonna be this.
Yeah,
guy.
and like he emulated the one from the animated series, which is good because I like that Gordon.
And I like the fact that they did have a little bit of wokeness, but just a tiny bit. It wasn't
Yeah,
too bad.
about privileged white people. Okay, but Catwoman, whatever.
But they did shoot the mayor though. That was pretty funny.
She got shot. Okay, everybody, shut the bar.
Yeah, it could have went cheesy, but it definitely didn't go cheesy at that scene.
But so the Riddler, I like his for villain plan is pretty good. I do like the fact that he threw it back on Batman. He's like, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be able to have done any of this because you already got people scared physically, and I can scare them mentally, and I can get to them. And I can scare them a different way that you can't.
Another highlight for me is when they're in Arkham and they finally caught Riddler, and he keeps on saying Bruce's name. You're like, oh my goodness,
He's
he knows
Bruce Wayne, and then Batman's like not saying anything. He's like, oh, it's the only one we couldn't get, could we? And he's like, ooh. He dodged the bullet there.
Oh,
His
yeah,
face
that's-
almost
that was
changes
me.
a little bit. He's like, "Ooh, okay,
Yeah.
good."
Now I don't get to beat you to death. The whole time, but Batman's thinking, how do I get in that cell and beat this man to death?
Yeah, I know, right?
So like I thought he's got caught. I really did.
I did too. That was
I'm
good.
like, oh no, he got caught. I'm like, how's he gonna get out of this? How's Batman gonna get out of this jam? See you next week.
Yeah,
Same
right.
that channel.
How come they didn't have the bat symbol go towards the screen? Go. And then when it was
It would have broke up the
It would've
seriousness.
been- how come it wasn't funny? It did have a couple of jokes. I think it was unintentionally funny.
There's that one.
Well, the only time I thought was a funny joke is when Batman goes, "You got a lot of cats." That was funny.
Yeah.
I actually laughed
Yeah.
because it's like something so stupid. He's looking at Selena, he's like, "You got a lot of cats."
And then the other part was
Not
they
intentionally
just
funny
got
part.
done kissing.
Kissing Catwoman, and then you hear a voiceover from Thomas Wayne saying, "I approve this message. My boy's getting some. I approve."
That was funny
She's
because
hot.
even people in the audience even laughed because it was like, what the heck? What a weird cut.
What a weird transition.
Yeah, it was weird.
I approve of this. Okay.
Thomas Wayne approves my son getting some. I'm trying to think. See, because this world, can you have a Mr. Freeze in this world?
I would love to
How do
see
they
it.
do it? It'd have to be because he shoots a big ice gun and freezes people. Like, could you have that in this kind of dark, gritty world?
Would you? I guess
I
if the
think
ice
you
gun
could.
killed people, right?
Yeah.
Like they can't survive it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like, put him next to the fire and he thaw out. Like,
Yeah, it's not gonna be bad. No, not gonna be.
I thought they're gonna bounce the energy beam off the satellite and it would melt
Oh my
the
God.
people and
See,
they wouldn't die.
You could see like in this world, you could see like the Joaquin Phoenix Joker from the past be in this world. Maybe he's dead now, but like maybe he did this back in the 70s, and
So do you think
Like-
that these two movies are connected?
they should be. I could
Because
see
someone said they're connected because remember when Bruce Wayne was in the church and the guy goes, "Oh, he got what he can deserve." That was the same thing that Joker said. Remember before he shot that guy on
Yeah,
stage?
yeah.
He said, "You get what you effing deserve,"
Yeah.
and that's exactly what he said. So,
So
people
that
say-
event really happened then, I guess.
yeah,
it did.
saying like,
Yeah.
"Oh, when so a rich pompous guy gets killed, well, he got what he deserved."
That's what you say.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a pretty good joke.
That was a good one. Hey, do I know you? And all you know is he had like a '67 freaking Corvette Deuce
Oh,
Coupe.
he showed up.
Beautiful, baby.
When you show up to place, you show up, and
You
I was
coulda-
like, Bruce, okay, that was good. That was good.
I love that split window.
That's for the Bruce Miller. That's the only time he played a rich
That was
billionaire.
such a sweet Corvette. Man,
Yeah.
that was cool. But I'm trying to think I kind of want, since it's an underwater thing, I think Killer Croc would be really cool.
That would work.
Because it's, again, not water based. But what other kind of like big villain could you do?
Like I said, Mr. Freeze would be cool. I would like that. Croc.
If you want to go a little out there, Clayface.
Clayface.
See, but it's just this kind of, can you have a guy who can literally transform into
Well,
things?
they kind of set the Joker, right? I mean,
Yeah, at the end, but it kind of made me think it's like a Joker fanatic. Not necessarily.
It sounded
But-
like Jerome from Gotham.
Yeah,
it really did.
He even had the same kind of
The
hair.
hair.
He really, really did.
Yeah. So is it like a follower of the Joker as opposed to being
Because that laugh is unmistakably Joker-esque.
yeah.
Right.
But yeah, overall, I really, really like the film. I think I think it should do well, and I want it to have a sequel.
and I think you should see it, right? I think like if you had reservations,
Yeah, if you had
about
any
Robert-
Robert
Please
Pattinson,
go watch
he's
it.
a good Batman. Not so great as Bruce Wayne, but there's not much Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
And also, you never know. Maybe the second film, he can learn how to be a better.
And my
Be
goodness,
a
get
better
ready-
human being.
And get ready for dark colors and dark the tones and even people wearing dark colors. It's really
Super, yeah.
brown,
Everything's
dark.
either dark, brown, red, gray.
yeah.
I almost
But
feel
that's
like
Gotham.
I almost feel like Batman's suit's like a dark brown. It's not necessarily like black.
Well, his suit's okay looking. It's not my favorite.
Yeah,
it's
my
all right.
I do like how the mouth hole's a little bit wider. Because the one in Bale's one, it was like a little circle over his mouth. And this one, it kind of cuts back a little more. I do like the silhouette, the pointy ears. I just wish the bat symbol wasn't just like a literal batarang. That's so goofy.
Yeah, I don't like the
It's
way it
goofy.
looks. I don't like the way
Especially
it
his
looks.
chest and open up like the
like
effing Guyver and shoot a laser
They
beam
gotta
out of
make
it.
it so different, right?
Yeah.
That's it. They want to be different from the 90s films to, Nolan films, from the Batman v Superman
And I know
stuff.
this is a personal thing, Paxton. You gotta start working out, homie. I'm sorry.
And
You
there's a
gotta
scene
look ripped.
where he just takes his shirts off and
It's like,
some.
I think there's some body double stuff going on, too.
Yeah.
Again, is it like, oh man, he's so ugly? No, but he wasn't like how Chris Evans worked out for Captain America.
Yeah.
He didn't have that like badow.
Even Ben
Ben
Affleck,
Affleck
he was
worked.
ripped when he played Batman.
Yeah.
But Robert Pattinson is notorious for not liking to get bulky. He just doesn't like it. But again, does Catwoman come back in the sequel? Of course she has.
Of course she
Absolutely,
does.
man.
Yeah.
They make a pretty okay team.
I don't remember what city she was going to because she went to another city.
She said I might go upstate or yeah, so she's out.
I'd fun if she's in Metropolis. That'd been funny.
Again, there's like an extended scene of them like riding their motorcycles together. It's like
Why did we need that? Why did we even got the scene that we got with them on the motorcycles? It was stupid.
it's just like the movie was like I was waiting for it to be over.
I
That
know, I'm
body's
like,
gonna explode.
Yeah, I know, right?
Take a mega piss before you go see this film. It's freaking long.
I know, right?
I had too much popcorn. But it's it's just because I'm big on like, oh man, I wish this could connect. I don't want it to connect anymore. I just want Batman to be Batman all by himself. And the only other heroes I want there to be is Batman heroes. So Robin, Nightwing, Batgirl. You can integrate that stuff.
But here's the thing, like I think I like your theme what you're going on because I think DC does better when they're standalone. I think Marvel does better when they're connected for the most part. I think that's true. I
want to say, again, I would love to see, can we finally get a Nightwing? Because
That'd be
the
nice.
damn franchise gets rebooted before Robin can do anything.
Right,
Or even
before-
Robin even gets introduced.
Because we thought he was going to the Nolan movies and Beltman got rebooted again. So
I know. Ugh, I don't know. But overall, I think they surprised a lot of people. Because like, oh, they're rebooting him again, but they did a pretty good job.
Well, and also with Paxton being kind of like, ooh, why'd you pick him? And then, oh, he's
well, I
not
think
bad.
this is like you said, self-contained because they're probably gonna have another Batman do the main Justice League films.
Ugh,
I know.
I hate that. But can this Batman work with other people?
No, I
Like
couldn't
other
see it.
superheroes? Like, could you see this Batman,
I think
with
you'd have
Wonder
a s-
Woman?
I think you'd have some serious trust issues. Like, more than any other Batman, he'd be the one that would be like, I don't trust none of you guys.
Yeah, he would want to have his secret, his contingency plans, right?
Yeah, contingency plans, for sure. Especially someone like Wonder Woman or even Green Lantern or Flash. Like, heck yeah. Like, you guys can take over the world and...
Yeah, if you guys were bad guys, it wouldn't be able to stop you guys.
Yeah.
So I gotta kill you.
So you guys always gotta have a plan to kill
But
you.
first, gotta go to the club. Everyone out of the way.
Yeah.
Batman's gonna dance. Do you want more bat? I want more bat vehicles. He needs a plane of some kind.
Oh, of course.
And you gotta have the bat boat. See, that's when you start getting to like, because they did get like the Batwing in the last Batman Nolan film, but it was like literally like a flying drone thing. Like it didn't look, since his Batmobile is very normalized almost, like it looks like a regular car, he needs to have something, it needs to not be so militaristic. Because that's one thing about Nolan films, it was like a military vehicle.
Right.
But that's something you would want in a,
And a real combat.
yeah. But yeah, overall, some downs, some ups, more ups than downs.
Absolutely.
More likes than dislikes. But yeah, definitely go see it. If you've been holding off, definitely go see it.
Yeah, another thing I want to say too, real quick. It's not a main complaint. He's finding his Batman when he goes back to the club the third time to save Catwoman from Falcone. It's so funny because when it's all dark, you see the flash of the guns. The real guns don't do that. They don't flash like
Yeah,
that.
if they do, but not so pronounced.
No.
Like, because that's a movie thing.
Yeah.
Like basically, you can see a little bit of like the muzzle flash, but they make it to where it's way
Yeah, but
over top.
because you've been so prestigious in talking about guns in movies and TV shows. I thought of that like, yeah, that's not realistic.
So people got really pissed off at this film because they used real guns on set, but with blank firing things because everything that happened.
but
with
they
Rust,
knew what they were doing.
But they had real actual stunt masters and prop masters on stage to actually make things work correctly.
Right. There's protocols. There's reasons why this, you can do that. You're
Yeah,
supposed
because
to
they
have
actually
people-
used actual blank firing guns. So that none of that was CGI, which is pretty cool. But yeah, those rounds are made to get big muzzle flash.
Yeah.
So it looks cool.
Yeah. Because it was a cool scene.
Yeah, because he's like, here's the thing, why doesn't anyone shoot that boy in his mouth?
Yeah.
because
It's like
it's open.
It's only part it's unprotected.
it's like RoboCop. No one shoots him in the mouth.
Yeah, that would be rude.
Yeah.
that would be quite rude.
They say it's quips.
But yeah, he definitely needs to start developing more gadgets, more things like batarangs, because he used the smoke bomb thing, and the adrenaline pill and the grappling hook. That's only like 3 things he used.
I know. And then when he cut that wire.
Yeah, but that was like a naked done with a knife.
Yeah.
It was nothing special about the batarang. Like, technically, I thought he was going to throw it.
I know. I thought I was like, oh, he's gonna actually do the Batman thing. You
No.
know, throw it.
But he had to be the hero to save people.
But not that was cool, too. He did do the Batman disappear thing once. Was that Martinez guy's like,
Yeah.
oh, man, we got to warn Gordon. He's already gone. That was cool.
Yeah,
I
he
thought
had
that was
to do
pretty cool.
that. But another thing, too, it's like, yeah, but really, when once it broke, I go, this is a Superman problem. Batman can't do nothing about that.
He can donate money to rebuild those walls, but you need Superman to go around and stop it. Because how many people died?
I'd say
10,000?
at least 10,000, 15,000.
Being just drowned out and people like in hospitals and stuff?
Yeah.
They're
Losing
dead.
power. Yeah.
But yeah, man, the Riddler is the most deadly villain so far.
Oh, yeah, no. Kind of crazy.
But the Riddler blowing stuff up, that's not really not a Riddler thing, but
No.
I don't know. That's okay. He's in jail, I guess. He's in
Yeah.
Arkham.
Crimson's in here. Thanks for watching the video. Remember, you can contact us on any of the social media platforms in the description down below. And while you're here, be sure to click on one of the videos over on the right.